Romance has met with very good support here on debut. They're right to go. They're off and Think Like a Winner missed the start by a length or so. Buster's Girl went straight back. First to get going is Macwell Smart, also jumping away well early it is, and coming over Whiskers Harbour. El Foxy out near the middle of the track. Going forward as well, Helios Amigos soon after the start. Toward the inside, Dark Opal. Brief Romance in that group as they take a little breather. In behind those, next of all on the rails, Buster's Girl going through from Queen Aria. Grandad's Addiction is out there wider. A further back a length and a half away. Then on the rails, Think Like a Winner after that tardy start. Back with Village Goddess. Near enough to the tail is Angel Like You, and toward the rear is Costa Star. Earl It Is led them at the 500 mark. 3/4 clear from Macwell Smart. Over on the outside, making a line of 3, Whiskers Harbour behind them, Dark Opal, and the newcomer, the well-tried commodity, Brief Romance. They're followed by Buster's Girl, Queen Aria, Helios Amigos into the straight at the 250. Whiskers Harbour grabs the lead. Brief Romance lets loose though, grabs it very quickly, Brief Romance, and Brief Romance surges away. 100 left to go. Think Like a Winner from well back is running on. Buster's Girl is next, but Brief Romance lands good wages here, wins on debut from Think Like a Winner. Buster's Girl right up along the rails from well back. Costa Star mode ground from Grandad's Addiction. Whiskers Harbour battle away. Earl It Is next home, followed further back when they'd pulled up Dark Opal. Then came Angel Like You. A gap then further back is Macwell Smart, Queen Aria, Helios Amigos didn't fire at all. El Foxy is well back in proceedings, and with it as well as Village Goddess. Smart win by Brief Romance, number 14. And they didn't forget to back this newcomer. 14, Brief Romance. Nice style of a filly. A lovely cut about her. And proves too good. Think Like a Winner was tardy out of the gates. A very good job to run second. Buster's Girl third. Costa Star railing through to grab fourth, but 550 into 340 back to 380. Brief Romance for Robert Anderson's Anita Vale stud, and they land the money here first up. Out of Sky Rumba, who's been a good producer. Trained by Danny Morton and ridden by Lucy Fiore, winning by a length and 3/4. 1 1/4 between second and third in 1:11.38, 35.68. The concluding 600 there, but a nice filly, and she was able to park just in behind them, race prominently, let down here, nice turn of acceleration, and puts her maiden out of the way and gets on the board at start number 1. Think Like a Winner second home, a Sessions gelding from Mekong Den for Ted Martinovich, ridden by Jared Noski, and third placing to Buster's Girl, who's by I'm All the Talk from Machino Miss, David Harrison and Joey Azzopardi. But she looks as though she'll graduate through some of the easier classes without too many difficulties on what we've seen this afternoon from Brief Romance, and the fact also that she's got a nice family behind her. The next event today will be at 2:34, so we've got a bit of a delay now before the next event. A big break here with the pony racing coming up, the National Pony Racing Series. That's going to be exciting for all the youngsters out here, getting the opportunity to strut their stuff on Good Friday at Ascot. And in the next event, the scratching is 17, Aurora Queen with a capacity field. Lockie Taylor is down in the yard here after this victory, and astute players there right over Brief Romance, who was well found in the market, and she's delivered the goods on Good Friday.
Absolutely, Darren. A very, very well-related filly is Brief Romance. Obviously a half to a Group 1 winner. And a full to Above the Peg, who we'll see go around at Ascot tomorrow afternoon. But the punters were very, very keen on her chances late in betting. 550 into 350 as winning trainer Dan Morton joins me now. Dan, Brief Romance, a few quiet trials in the lead up to her debut run here this afternoon. What's the opinion been of this filly behind the scenes?
We don't give them quiet trials, Lockie, but no, she's been a bit of a slow burn. Mr. and Mrs. Anderson being very patient with her. She had a long time off actually in between preps just to let her really mature out, and it looks like it's paid dividends.
Moving forward, what do you expect her best trip to be? Obviously, first up at 1,200 metres today. It looked like she found the line mile.
She did, yeah. We're just chatting with Mr. Anderson then, you know, that she should get out sort of mile plus, you'd imagine. But, yeah, plenty to like about the debut at least.
I know it always means a lot to you and your family to train a winner for the Anderson family. It never gets old.
Certainly doesn't. No, obviously very, very long time supporters of ours, and very appreciative of it.
Where can we see this filly moving forward?
We'll just, BJ will just plot a bit of a path through, you know, hopefully get her out to Saturday grade before too long and maybe be aiming up at some nice races at the end of the year.
A nice way to start her career. Well done.
Thank you.
There's Dan Morton after the win of Brief Romance, and the market support late, Scotty, was very, very alarming because the punters were very keen on her chances late in the piece. As I said, 550 into 350. In the end, she drifted back out to 370, but clearly the punters knew, as they so often do.
They certainly do. Lockie got that one spot on, they did, and given a pretty handy push there. Some nice races for her in the next preparation, according to Danny Morton. And of course, for the trial form that we're going to follow through here today, she ran third in the trial behind Anna Ballistic. And Anna Ballistic goes around in the Magnique race, so the Class 1000 that's coming up shortly. So we'll keep that in our mind as well. But for Lucy Fiore, a nice pickup here with this filly on debut. It's 14, 1, 8 and 9. Brief Romance is too good for them on debut. Beats Think Like a Winner, who was certainly attacking the line nicely late. Back into third placing. Buster's Girl has paid any old odds for a tickie. And then there was a flashing light run into for fourth by Costa Star, who certainly caught the eye. Lucy Fiore's weighed in. She's joining us now. She's dropped the goggles. It's all happening here in the mounting yard. They're back loose. Nice debut.
Yeah, super. I don't know much about it going into this race. Unfortunately, Chris has done all the work, so I was just lucky to pick it up. But I think she'll win more than a maiden, so hopefully Chris will get back on.
It looked like you were able to give her a beautiful run there.
Yeah, it worked out perfect. There was a heap of speed. She travelled beautiful, and I was able to work into it around the corner. Just the more I got into the race, the faster she got.
She handled the debut experience, obviously, for a filly here on debut today. A fairly big crowd.
I think having all those trials, she didn't feel like a first starter.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
There's Lucy Fiore. She continues her terrific form in the saddle, and she combines with Dan Morton and Brief Romance to break maiden status here in the third. Obviously, the combination will have a big afternoon tomorrow at Ascot, combining with Sale Session in the WATC Derby. But that's Brief Romance taking out the third here at Ascot, as our attention now turns once again to the Goldfields for the second. It's the Rotary Club of Boulder Radio Auction Maiden over 1,100 metres with 5 minutes of betting time remaining. Riley, let's have a look at these horses as they head out on course, and we'll start with the one. 50 words for Johnny Lugg and Christy Bennett.
He's first up here today off a pretty long layoff, 50 words. We haven't seen him since July of last year. I thought he trialled really well at that opening meeting. He got to the line alongside Science